Works of our Divine Mother. From the Collective Works of our Divine Mother, Volume 11, Notes on the Way, page 309. Topic: to be conscious of the Divine surpasses everything. 12th April 1972. Mother hands the disciple a card on which it's printed her photograph and the following text: no human will can finally prevail against the Divine's will. Let us put ourselves deliberately and exclusively on the side of the Divine, and the victory is ultimately certain. These are the golden words of our Divine Mother. And then our Mother says, it is strange how human nature resists that. Ordinary human nature is such that it prefers defeat through its own will to victory gained otherwise. I was discovering things incredible. The depth of human stupidity is incredible. It is as though this force of which I have spoken was going down like that, and Mother gives the gesture of an imperturbable descent deeper and deeper towards the subconscious. And then our Divine Mother says, in the subconscious there are things incredible. I'm passing night after night seeing that, and the force goes down and down imperatively. And then the human subconscious cries out, oh, not yet, not so soon. And it is against that one must struggle. It is the general subconscious. And naturally the resistance brings about catastrophes. But then one says, just see how beneficial is our action. It brings catastrophes, incredible stupidity. One must remain clinging to the Divine. Don't you see? Has it not good reason for itself? It says, just see where it leads, you see. Oh, it is not merely resistance, it's perverse. The descent of 21st Feb 1972, a frightful pressure to bring about the desired progress. And then Mother says, yes, it is a perversity. And then a sadhak says, sweet Mother, yes, I see it very clearly. I see it clearly. It is really a perversity. And then the sadhak says, but one has the feeling that there is something which obeys nothing. For this our Divine Mother says, no, there is only two. If one were able not to listen, it would be better. But if you listen, you have only to answer, I don't care, all the while. You will become a fool. I don't care. You will spoil all your work. I don't care. To all these perverse arguments, you answer, I don't care. And then our Divine Mother says, if you can have the experience that it is the Divine who's doing everything, and then with an unshakable faith you say, all your arguments have no value. The delight of being with the Divine, conscious of the Divine, surpasses everything, surpasses the creation, surpasses life, surpasses happiness, surpasses success, surpasses everything. And Mother raises a finger that then everything is all right. Then there is an end of the thing. It is as though that was pushing into the light, was forcing into the light, into contact with the force, all the worst that there is in the nature, so that it may be ended. And then that clings to what in us was of goodwill. A moment does come when it is absolutely wonderful, but you pass through hours that are not pleasant. And then the sadhak says, yes, there are moments when one asks oneself if everything is going to be swept away. And then Mother laughs and she says, that is absurd. It is a resistance that will only be swept away. And then Mother goes within. And then our Divine Mother says, I have more and more the feeling that there is only one way. It makes an amusing picture. Sit upon the mind. Keep quiet. That's the only way. You sit upon your mind. Mother gives a little tap and then says, keep quiet. And then there is a silence. And then our Divine Mother says, in the subconscious, there is the memory of the bygone pralayas. So, it is in this memory that always gives the feeling that everything will be dissolved, everything will collapse. But if one looks with the true light, it can only be one manifestation that will dissolve, and there will be more beautiful manifestation. And then our Divine Mother says, Theon had told me that this was the seventh and the last. I told Sri Aurobindo what Theon had said, and Sri Aurobindo agreed, because he said, this one will see the transformation towards the supramental. But for that, the supramental, the mind must fall silent. And that gives me always the feeling, and then Mother laughs, that a child is sitting on the head of the mind and playing gesture of a child beating with his legs on the head of the mind. If I could still draw a picture, it would be truly amusing. The mind, this fat earthly mind, Mother puffs out her cheeks, which considers itself so important and indispensable. Then the child sitting on its head and playing. It is very amusing. Ah, my child, we have no faith. As soon as one has faith, we say we want the divine life. Yet we are afraid of it. But as soon as the fear goes away, we are sincere and everything changes truly. We say we do not want any more of this life. And then Mother laughs. Something is there that clings to it. It is so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. We cling to our old ideas, to this old world which must disappear, and we are afraid. And the divine child seated on the head of the mind and playing. I wish I could draw this picture. It's wonderful. And then our Divine Mother says, we are so stupid that we can even come to say, Mother assumes a tone of offended dignity. The Divine is wrong. He should not do like that. It is comical, my child. And then Mother goes into a silence. And then our Divine Mother says, for me, the best remedy, that is to say, the easiest, is to say, what thou willest. What thou willest in all sincerity. And then comes understanding. Then you understand, but you do not understand mentally. It is not there. And Mother touches her head and then says, what thou willest. 6th May 1972, Mother looks inwardly and then says, do you see something? And then there is a silence and Mother says, I believe I already told you that there is as though a golden force which is pressing down, gesture of pressing that has no material consistence, and yet something seems to be tremendously heavy and which is pressing upon matter just to compel it to turn towards the divine inwardly, not an outward escape, gesture upward, but inwardly turn to the divine. And so the apparent result is as though catastrophes were inevitable, and yet along with this perception of inevitable catastrophe, there are at the same time solutions to the situation. Events which come about are by themselves altogether miraculous. It is as though the two extremes were becoming more extreme, as though what is good was becoming better and what is bad becoming worse. It is like that with the formidable power that is pressing upon the world. That was my impression. Yes, I feel that it is perceptible. Mother fingers the air, and then in the circumstances, many things that happen generally in an indifferent way become acute. Situations, differences become acute. Bad wills become acute, and at the same time, extraordinary miracles. Extraordinary. People are saved who were about to die, that they were inextricable, all of a sudden get sorted out. And then for individuals also it is the same thing. They who know how to turn inward, who sincerely can call the divine, who feels that it is the only salvation, the only way out, who sincerely gives themselves, in a few minutes it becomes wonderful. For the smallest things, there is nothing small or big, it is the same. The values change. It is as though the vision of the world changes. And then our Divine Mother says it is as it were to give an idea of the change in the world by the descent of the supramental. Truly, things that were neutral become absolute. A little error becomes categorical in its consequences, and a little sincerity, a true little aspirations becomes miraculous in its results. The values have intensified in people, and even from the material point of view, the smallest fault, the very smallest fault, has big consequences. The least sincerity in the aspiration has wonderful results. The values have intensified, becoming precise. And these are the golden words of our Divine Mother.
Domineras toute la terre de ton amour souverain, et les consciences seront illuminées de ta sérénité. Telle est la promesse. Thou wilt reign over all the earth with thy sovereign love, and the consciousness of men will be full of the light of thy serenity. This is the promise